Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We are officially at day 12 of my Animal Crossing 12-day Christmas Winter Island challenge. That means that it is the final day and there is so much to get done. I've got 2 villager yards to decorate. I've got to move in my final villager, a peninsula to decorate, do something out front of the museum because that's a mess, an outdoor cinema I want to do, a post office, and I'm sure there's other stuff as well. And we also just have to clean up the island because there is going to be duplicate flowers everywhere. I can feel it. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone for your support on this challenge. It's been a lot of fun. Please remember to like and subscribe, but without further ado, let's get to the day. For the first announcement of the final day, Isabel started off with an announcement about the fishing tournament. Unfortunately, we won't be here for that. I am so devastated that I won't be able to fish. Like, my favourite activity. Heartbroken. Anyway, after the announcement, I headed straight to Nook's Cranny to do a spot of shopping. The items on offer today were pretty good, so I'm in a happy mood with Timmy and Tommy. Obviously, I have to go and speak to Tom about moving our final villager off of the beach so we can do a cute little yard area for our baby Beau. I did have a minor panic that I may have moved the wrong house because I like to live life on the edge and I didn't check beforehand, and that would have been so annoying. But thankfully we are all good. It was Beau. Then it was time for a long and arduous task of putting down all of the frost path over the light dark path. This took absolutely forever. Because we have like zero room out front of the museum, I decided just to expand the area out front a little bit and pop down some Christmas decorations, and here is what it looked like. It's not the best, but we are in a rush and honestly there wasn't much room at all. So the next area I decided to work on was my peninsula. I mentioned in another video that I was struggling with this area and wasn't sure what to do. So thank you so much for your comments because you definitely gave me a little bit of inspiration for it. I did decide to go for a lighthouse moment and just a little bit of seating. For this, I wanted to keep it super natural. So we have lots of flowers and foliage, and then I decided to revive this snow path. I feel I haven't used it for a while, so I thought that this would just be a cute little area for it, just a little something over here. And then I wanted to snake the path back over towards the neighborhood, which is just here. So I put more of the snow path down, and then we will also go in with some stepping stones, which I have, and this will kind of lead into Fauna's little yard area, which hopefully turns out cute. I'm not sure if it really makes much sense, but hey, I am just here for the looks right now. I decided to add in a little tree as well, just because this peninsula is a really good shape. It's nice and deep and thick, which we love, and it gives lots of space to do some decorating with. Here is a swinging bench, which was definitely inspired by one of you guys, so thank you for that as well. Really do appreciate when you guys come up with such good ideas, and I do listen to them. I do listen to your comments and feedback, so I love that. And then I did add in the decoration bottles as well, which kind of maybe looks like the people on this island may have a drinking problem, but that is not the case. I just really wanted a cute decor item and I think this definitely fitted the brief. So there we go. It's pretty natural, and here is what it looks like. As you can see in the snow, it kind of looks all cute and definitely not over the top, which is good. I want it to be quite simple. I decided to skip forward a day, and this is when I re-invited Whitney back to the island for the final time, and she wanted an ironwood dresser, which I very happily gave to her. And then came the hard decision whether to kick out Huck or whether to kick out Ursula. Now, I think Ursula is probably the worst of the two, but then I had in my mind that Huck is probably less Christmassy, wintry, because Ursula is a bear, and also she kind of looks a little bit like a teddy bear. Even though that teddy bear might give you nightmares, I thought that she might be a good Christmas gift. So I decided to kick out Huck. I'm a little bit sad that he's going, but we can have him another time, I'm sure. With that out of the way, it was time to get back on with the decorating, and this time I decided to work on my post office. So for this, I've put it in the area just behind the shops, which I thought was nice up on the cliff there. It kind of ties it in, having shops next to a post office, I think, anyway. And then for the area, I decided to kind of section off a little bit using the storefronts and the fence as well. These fences are some of my favorite. I don't know why. There's something about the rustic look. I just love it. And I decided to add in some fencing along the front just to section it off. I could have left it open, to be honest, and that probably would have given me more space, because even though it looks like quite a big space, it did actually I didn't get to use as much of the furniture that I thought I would in this area, which is a little bit disappointing, but I think the kind of setup that I did go for in the end kind of looks cute. These den desks, these were great kind of option here. And then back here I did have the antique, or no, it's not antique, it's vintage dresser, and added in a spot of color with the curtain partition. I thought that was nice. And then the antique bureau, that always just reminds me of somewhere where you would be like writing your letters or putting stamps on your letters ready to send. And one of my favorite things is obviously the cushion, custom designed to look like a parcel. I know there are other items now that you can use to like look like parcels, but that is definitely like reminiscent of like old school Animal Crossing for me. I don't know why, I just love it. And I did have the dropped item as well, so I put that down as well. I picked it up a few days ago and it's just been sat there in my inventory, so it was nice to be able to use it. The glass jar with the yarn is probably a rogue choice, but I thought like string to tie up parcels and stuff would definitely be cute. And then we're nearly there really, and I just think it's just a cute little area. It's very brown, but we obviously needed a chair for our staff members. I did forget about that a little bit, but we did add it in eventually. As you can see, this is what the final kind of area looked like. I think it's quite cute, very kind of vintage, rustic inspired post office. So there we go. The frantic decorating continued. The next thing on my list was for Beau's yard. I decided to make him like a little sleigh making workshop area out front of his house. I don't know why, whenever I seem to have Beau on an island, I immediately think, oh, workshop, creating area, crafting area. So that is what I went for again, but this time we're gonna make it a sleigh making area. All that really changes about that is just adding in a sleigh. But as you can see, we've got the DIY workbench, a little project table, the tool shelf, just items that you would find in a workshop, basically. So yeah, we did add in the sleigh, of course. What would a sleigh making area be without a sleigh? And then we have the firewood as well. And then it just kind of a little small items such as like the metal can, just to make it look a little bit better. And then I did remember that I had a tool cart as well. I just had that lurking around, so pop that in with a lantern on top. And then the tree out front and the partition, I thought just kind of might help section off the area a little bit, maybe hide it a little bit, but not too much, fingers crossed. I might let it grow in. We'll see. But this is what it looked like, and I think it looked kind of cute. It kind of fitted with the house style, the whole log cabin, I hope, anyway. And then I wasn't overly happy with the area outside of the museum, so I did decide to do a little bit of work. I added in what would be like a little bus stop area next to the museum. This area just felt a little bit like bare, so I decided to do that and add in some hedges along the side of the museum. Just a really tiny thing. I don't even know if it makes that much of a difference, but someone mentioned in one of my comments that the hedges look so nice with the snow on top, and they do. So I really wanted to use them. I am also a little bit sad that I didn't get to use some train track codes that I had saved. They were so pretty, but I just honestly ran out of time and space, and the museum would have made a great train station, but I just couldn't do it. Didn't have time. But this area is kind of a great little filler idea, just something along the front of this path alongside of it, just to make it feel like it's just a bit more put together, hopefully, fingers crossed. And it's very rustic, which you know I love by now. And obviously adding in lots of flowers and things around the side. And then this is what it looked like, just a little spot, just somewhere to wait for your bus on a cold winter's morning. Okay, we officially have 2 builds left. We are nearly at the end. I was so frantic this day. I was like, I'm gonna get it all done. I'm gonna get it all done. So the next thing I decided to work on was my outdoor museum. As you can see, you've got Huck's house in the back there. Obviously that will be gone and it will be replaced with Whitney, but for now I'm just going to put this here. I was a bit worried that it would kind of cut off the house, the yard area, but we'll just have to do something small. And so for this we've got the storefronts, we've got the projector screen, a little bit of popcorn, because everyone needs popcorn when they are watching their favorite winter movie. You'll have to let me know in the comments what your favorite Christmas, winter, seasonal film is. I'm still on the fence. I still don't know. I feel like Love Actually is pretty much up there, and maybe I will watch that today. I kind of have a feeling that I want to watch it. Or The Holiday. The Holiday I really want to watch. I might watch that. Anything kind of romancy is definitely my sort of Christmas vibes. Feel wholesome, like feel good films. Filsum kind of merges that all together, which is great. Anyway, for this cinema area, obviously we want lots of rugs. Definitely don't advise sitting out in the cold watching a film because you will get ill, I'm sure, but it looks cute and it makes for a cute Animal Crossing build, which is what we're all about, right? We're here for the cuteness, and that's what I wanted to achieve with this, so hopefully it worked. There will be a few more trees, I think. The trees I'm going to let grow in a bit more just to make it feel a little bit more overgrown, but the area where this was just a little bit awkward because it's right on the edge of the cliff, so you don't have a lot of space. And as you can see, we're just going for an array of different blankets just to kind of give it that mix match feel, which I do like. I'm a huge fan of that, and we are just going to have to clutter it with so many different items, I think, just to make it feel a little bit more kind of put together and as to what it was. I did change that blanket. I haven't actually used that design, but it is one of my favorites. It's a go-to kind of cottagecore doormat that I love to use, and it's got flowers on it, so what's not to love about that? So many of the patterns that I went for in the end on this island were like checks, which I do love too, but I do love a good floral pattern. I added in the scarf as well. I don't know if you saw that, just as like a dropped scarf, so I thought that was nice. And then here I decided to add in this vending machine, which I bought from the Nook Stop ages ago, and I just haven't really used it, so I thought this would be a good spot to use it. Don't know how it connects up to the electricity, but alas, you can buy a drink there if you want. You might have to stick your hand in the bottom and try and grab it out, but it will work, I'm sure. And then yes, I did show off some grapes to you. I hope you enjoy some grapes. Green grapes are definitely my favorite, so I'm glad they went for green grapes. It must be a traditional kind of Christmas thing somewhere in the world, or like a holiday thing. Yeah, so wheat fields along the outside just to make it feel a bit fuller. And then I was like, this area doesn't look quite right. I think it was because I don't know what drink that is, but the drink was kind of small, so I wanted something a bit more kind of bigger. And then this is what it looked like in the end, as if there's like some horror Godzilla type film on, which is definitely not the Christmassy vibes that I'm after, but it looks cute, I hope anyway. So with the cinema done and checked off our list, it was time to travel forward again to get Whitney's house done. Unfortunately though, I forgot that it moves to a sold plot before the actual house comes in, so we had to time travel forward yet again just so that I could decorate this yard. So finally Whitney's house was here. I kind of forgot how blue her house was. I am not a huge fan of the way that her house looks just because it's so bright, and that's not really me. I mean, it is a cute kind of exterior with the door and the roof, but when the snow covers it, you don't get to see the nice kind of creamy roof. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're not here to moan about Whitney's house. We're here to decorate her yard. So out front of the yard, I definitely put in lots and lots of snow path. I decided that what was the quick and the easiest thing that I could do to decorate her yard, and that was a little dinner area. So I thought a big splodge of snow would definitely be the perfect setting to put a dinner table on. I gave her a cruiser bike as well, because then she can cruise around the island on her bike like a crazy person. And here is the dining table that I decided to go for. It was something that I had easy access to. I had the recipe, so it was easy to craft. And then just a mismatch of chairs, mishmash, whatever you want to call it. Just a mixture of chairs, basically, all in kind of like whites, creams, just to try and match in with the house, because I wanted to stay away from the browns because I thought that that might not look so good. And then I was really scraping the bottom of the barrel with the food items that I had. These were just things that had been in Nook's Cranny, and I had them in my inventory, so I decided to place them down. It's like some form of Asian feast, I would say. I'm not sure what they are. They look like a dumpling soup, which actually sounds quite nice. I decided to add in the plain party lights as well, just to give the area some light. And then I went in with a serving cart and some yet more food. This time a salad. Interesting choice. It's okay if you don't want to come to dinner. I know these food options are probably not the best. But then I just decided to finish off the area with some flowers. And this is the finished product. I feel like I've said that so many times. I just can't think of another way to introduce it. But anyway, for like a rushed last minute job, I don't think it looks too bad. With our final build done, I decided to run around the island and spent a good amount of time just picking up branches, getting rid of rocks in places that I didn't want to be, and of course, sorting out those duplicate flowers. This took a good amount of time. I underestimated how much time this would take. Thank you so much for sticking with me for this challenge. We are officially done and I'm so happy with it. I was going to do a island tour as part of this video, but I've decided to do that tomorrow just because I wanted it to be a dedicated kind of island tour video. So we're going to do that tomorrow. I'm sorry you don't get to watch it today, but I hope you come back tomorrow to watch that. Again, huge thank you. I hope you all enjoy the festive season and just winter, however you're celebrating. And yeah, it's been wonderful. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you so much again. I just keep saying thank you, but yeah. Goodbye.